Hello, this video is about landscaping tips for the month of July here in the Phoenix area. My name is Eli Hall. I'm with AMS Landscaping, and July is a really hot month, and it's also our growing season here in the Valley. So you want to really make certain that, you're addressing things and there's do's and don'ts, and that's really what this video is about. With the high temps, you want to make sure that you're just caring for everything, even though it's really hard to get out sometimes and address these things when it's, 110, 115 degrees out. So my first tip is just cutting back any bad, dead, branches or foliage that, is growing in your plant that's just unhealthy. It's a great time to do that. You want to obviously do it when it's not as hot early in the morning if you can. You don't really want to use, also the second tip is you don't want to use high nitrogen fertilizer really in the summer months, just because it can be harmful to trees, plants, even your landscape if it's not watered in heavy enough. And really just plants are just naturally going to grow really when it's hot here in the summer if they're native to being able to handle our heat here in the desert Southwest. If you have a vegetable garden, you want to remember to irrigate it regularly. Lots of water. There can be dry spells during this time if we're not getting a lot of rain. You want them covered and with mulch so they hold moisture better and that sort of thing. It's also a perfect time to check out and look for insects and disease problems in your garden and in your landscape. Just look for, aphids maybe, or different type of insects that might be, attacking, your turf or, trees or whatever. If you haven't already done so, you also want to do like maybe a balanced fertilizer, something that focuses more on phosphorus and potassium, just so that you're focusing more on the root growth and healthy growth for the plants and trees during this time. You also want to water heavily in the month of July because it gets so hot, especially turf areas. You want to water like every day if you have to. If it's getting really like 115 degrees and you're not seeing healthy growth, you want to make sure you're watering it, or water longer, get deeper watering, and then, so it gets to the roots and gets healthier, deeper root growth for, all your vegetation. During these heat waves, you also want to be careful and cover any sensitive heat, plants that can't handle the direct sun or even radiant sun off walls or concrete. I see that a lot too, where just plants get fried just because they can't handle all the radiant heat as well. So maybe it's not the right plant in the right area if you're having to find yourself covering it every summer. That's an option. Also, just addressing weeds as they come up, making sure you don't get weeds, that weeds don't get out of hand in between your visits. If we get a short rain, it's warm enough, it's just gonna spike. During monsoon season, you'll get a little bit of rain, you'll see a lot of growth that happens really fast. And during that growth time, it's hard to get out there and address the weeds when it's really hot. So you wanna maybe put down a pre-emergent to prevent weeds during this time, just you're not having to deal with it. So those are my landscaping tips for the month of July. If you have any other questions, feel free to reach out to us, AMS Landscaping. You can reach us at our website at azlawns.com. Also, subscribe to our YouTube channel and our Facebook pages at AMS Landscaping. Check us out on Twitter and Instagram at azlawns. Make it a great day.